We're reading African Europeans, an Untold Story by Professor Olivette Otel. Here's a question. What does it mean when medieval Europe carved black saints into cathedrals while also claiming that black bodies were dangerous, exotic, and even monstrous? Professor Otel shows us that Africans have been part of Europe's imagination for centuries, not just through trade or battle, but through religion, art, and even medicine. On one hand, African figures like Saint Maurice, a 3rd century Roman commander, were celebrated. Statues of him stood in cathedrals, and his black features were kept intact. He became a Christian hero, a symbol of power and empire. Black Madonnas appeared in shrines from France to Spain, and later, African saints like Benedict Palermo were venerated in Sicily. In those cases, blackness could symbolize holiness, even divine strength. But at the same time, the black body was also racialized and smexualized. Medieval medicine claimed that black women produced better breast milk because of their heat, or that their bodies offered more sexual pleasure. Ideas rooted in Greek and Arabic science, but warped by Western obsession. The Queen of Sheba, for example, shifted in representation across centuries. Sometimes a wise monarch, other times half demon, half temptress. Her image used to project anxieties about women, race, and religion. And these contradictions were key. Blackness could be sanctified or demonized, embraced or feared. And Africans could be saints or savages, depending on what Europe needed it to be. And that's Otel's larger point here. The presence of Africans in Europe was never absent. What mattered was how they were remembered, depicted, and used to define the boundaries of belonging. Saints, soldiers, and monarchs weren't just figures of faith and history. They were mirrors reflecting how Europe constructed its very own identity. So when we see a black saint in a medieval cathedral or read legends of African queens and soldiers, we're not just learning about the past. We're seeing how Europe wrestled with difference, power, and race centuries before the term race was even a formal concept.